Welcome along to the EXFL Tier 2 Season 5 Belgian Grand Prix. We're here for round 13 at Spa. I am F1 Union, your commentator for tonight, and joined alongside me, it's ETE Nico. Nick, say hi.
Hello everyone, it's good to be back. I've missed a couple of races, but hopefully Tier 2 can put on a brilliant event tonight at the famous Spa-Francorchamps circuit.
Yes indeed, we've got 15 drivers, all in with a chance. Who knows what's going to happen after 22 laps and 18 minutes of qualifying action. At the moment, it's Bram setting the pace out. And now Thies goes with a 44 dead on 000 to put the Ferraris at the front right at the start. Let's see who else is on a lap. We should probably enable that. Nope. That. There we go. Right. Chaz F1. I'm guessing he's about to do another run, but basically, Nick, last time out in Hungary, never mind, he's going into it, so I'll explain it anyway. Last time out in Hungary, I went on board with him for a lap, and he did a brilliant lap, but then in the final corner, he spun. I want you to take us through a lap with him next time he's doing a flying lap, so hopefully it can work this time. But anyway, can you see anyone else on a lap as Seb goes third and splits the two AlphaTauris and Ferraris?
Let's have a look. We've got Reiter invalidated that, but we've got Trudevays. Not sure if it's push lap. Fuel light is on, but we will keep an eye.
Swaggy Kiki, for the little notice, Swaggy Kiki is racing for the wrong team tonight. He's supposed to be for Haas and accidentally pressed the wrong team. Tigo has a shout out to Tigo Biter. He has a race ban.
Trudevays just there in the Lafanya chicane. Spinning.
Oh dear. But yeah, Tigo has a race ban. He'll be missing today. Yeah, because obviously I got kicked out and missed 4 minutes, but yeah.
Yeah, the two Alfa Romeos, obviously one of them meant to be in Haas. One spinning just out of Lacombe chicane and one spinning up at Radion.
Interesting. I mean, this circuit is one of the best circuits in the world, and we're going to see 15 of the most... Oh, that was close for Frankie. 15 of the most daring and upcoming drivers in this league go for battle, as the two Ferraris are stacked and they're waiting for one another. Thies just behind his teammate there. Championship battle is clear now. Red Bull versus Ferrari. It's no, it's not. It's Josh Crabtree versus Thies for the World Championship. We got 9 rounds to go. A 33-point deficit, with Josh really looking like the quickest at the moment over Thies, and with Thies missing his home race next time out, it's a big boost. But this race is very dependent on what will the outcome be. Can Josh get it under a win, or will Thies extend his advantage? Thies obviously going for that 7th win to equal the record in Tier 2. But we'll see what things go out for now. Only 5 cars have set a lap time, as Erosia has just started one. There we go, Chaz is on an out lap, so in about 40 seconds, Nick, you can take it away. But Bratty Terra now coming across the line, 46 flat, so he splits the AlphaTauris, 16 thousandths ahead of Smithy. Bloody yellows that car, bro. I was just getting out of the way. Josh Crabtree just behind, about a few seconds behind Chaz. Arsenal just heading up through Radion now. Goodway's heading out the pit lane, and Sin Icon just starting his lap. Frankie's gone for a spin. Lecom. Right then, Nick. Take it away with Chaz. Just heading to the bus stop now.
Chaz coming into the bus stop chicane. Into the 20 of 20 corners now, trying to get a good exit, making sure not to touch that curb on the exit and across the line. Very short run to the line out of the final corner. He's going to brake just at the 100-metre board. He wants to get a good exit. It's just a long run, flat out, all the way down to Lacombe at turn 7. And now he's got to brace himself for the daring Eau Rouge and Radion set of corners up the hill, making sure not to invalidate on the exit, which he nearly did. And then opening the DRS along the Camel Straight. Very, very long, as we've got a Mercedes spinning there just out of Stavolo. Braking at the 50-metre board. He decides not to touch the curb. He missed the apex a lot, which upsets him for the second part. And then out of Malmedy. Oh, and that's across the bump, which is very easy to happen on this game. The track isn't quite made very correctly, which makes it very difficult for the drivers with the elevation changes.
Yeah, Josh Crabtree behind Chaz has invalidated his lap. It was probably in the Eau Rouge Radion complex. But Arsenal now goes P3, 45-1, only 3/10 off the Ferrari. Solid lap time there. Who else is on a lap? Kudvay's about to start one, so
Yep.
you want to go again, Nick?
I will do. So out of the final chicane, once again out of the bus stop chicane, across the line, heading up to La Source, turn 1, braking at the 100-metre boards. Takes a very early turn in there, which would make him struggle a little bit on the exit, but as long as he made the apex. Now, up into Eau Rouge, then Radion on the exit, and across the Camel Straight. He might get a little bit of a slipstream if this car in front doesn't get out of the way, but he does. Gets out of the way nice and early. Doesn't give his opponent an advantage. Now, into Les Combes, he missed the apex again. Just a choice between the drivers as we've got a car off in Radion there. Through Malmedy, he doesn't spin like Chaz, and then into the hairpin can be very tricky under braking. It's downhill. And then into No Name, but renamed as the Jackie X corner, can be very tricky on the brakes. Make sure not to lose the rear end. And into the famous Pilon corner. Not flat out this year, just a downshift there and a dab of the brakes. Keeps it nice and safe within the track limits, then into the Lefagnes chicane, or flip-flap as some may know it. Doesn't take a lot of the curb on the inside, make sure to avoid that on the first lap. Then into Stavilo 1 or Campus. He missed the inside curb. There's a little bit of a divot there, so a smart decision. Then into Stavilo 2, making sure not to hit that barrier on the left. And then a long run down into Blochimont, and then to the bus stop chicane. Blochimont flat out. Make sure not to touch that inside curb, which he just about does, I think. And then into the bus stop chicane, braking at the 100-metre board. Gets it stopped very nicely. A very good line there, very tight. He takes a little bit too much apex curb, maybe. And then applying the DRS, and that's up to P2, 8/10 off the pole position one.
Yeah, brilliant commentary throughout that. Kudvay is still 8/10 off Thieses' provisional pole position time as he's just finishing sector 1 now. It's a 29.9, which is a 10th quicker than what we saw of Kudvay's and Chaz F1, who is back in the pit lane. So it looks like he will only have one more run left in him, as Bratty Terror now... one of the Alpha Tauris, Smithy, beats his teammate up to P6 now. So that's 8 drivers with a lap time, still 7 to not set one yet. Sin Icon's not gone for one, Frankie on an out lap. Carbro's invalid. And yeah, at the moment it's just quiet waiting, because we know it's all going to get quite exciting near the end. These, oh dear, Thieves.
Same as Kudvay through the Lefagnes chicane. It's a very hard corner. If you take too much, or if you take too little curb, you can spin, but if you go too wide and try to get to lock on, it can also spin you. So he's going to have to reset that. He will probably go back to the pits. We've got about 6 minutes left of the session with this long lap here. You'll probably only get one more lap in.
Indeed, and obviously the Ferrari yellow livery is no more. It's back to the good old livery for this year, as the McLaren livery has now been added. But obviously we do not have JJ Francis or Warren racing tonight, so we'll have to wait until Zandvoort for one of them to show it off. But tier 1 tomorrow, I'm sure Will, and if Sasha's racing, will show it off. I'm not sure who will be commentating, maybe Callum, maybe probably Thies. But yeah, let's see what Thies can do. One lap left for him then. Screwdebase is just getting out the way of, I think that was the Alpha Tauri. Who else is now on a lap? Rosia, I think. No, Rosia's not on a lap, I don't think. Carbro. I think it's on a lap. We got yellows everywhere. I think someone behind him just went front. Nathan, collision with Frankie. What's happened there? Oh!
Yeah, right there. Hiroshi just having to back off that. I think he was on the lap, but... Nathan, what do you think of that?
I'm not sure. We didn't catch the end of that. Is Nathan beached? Nathan's beached. He's retired from the session, and that's him done.
Who's the other driver involved?
Frankie.
Frank. Let's have a look at it. Oh, we've just seen Hiroji in the ground for again
But
then.
only Nathan gets a grid penalty, so Nathan, at best, is going to be P12.
We've got some choice words in the chat there from
Oh
Frankie,
dear.
so it seems like something bad has
Was
happened.
was it Nathan's fault?
Don't know.
Frankie,
Oh,
straight
Frankie
lines.
with the line. Let's go.
He needs to get back in the pits ASAP, I guess. He's got time, but yeah. Right, Arsenal on a 2-minute 30 lap time. I'm sure he'll be going again. What about Bratty Terror? Finishing set to 1 now. Is about a second and a half off the pace. Carbro, what about him? Finishing set to 1. Solid. He's found 2 and a bit tenths as Rosier's retired, so only P11. No lap time for Rosier then. So Carbro is finding time, finding pace. Now heading through set to 2 now as he's got the Alfa Romeo, or really Haas behind him. Swaggy Kiki is up across the line. It's Josh Crabtree, second in the World Championship, goes second, but he's still nearly 6 tenths behind Thieses' lap time. That is a lap and a half to be a 44.000. But for this bunch,
that's Thieses' fastest lap. That's his first lap.
It's his first
so,
lap. Yeah. Anyway, back to Carbro. Let's see what he's done for set to 2. Oh, he's kept the car facing forward at least. And he gets to the end of set to 2 now. Should be around a 1:16.3 to get to the top, but he's about 8 tenths off that. But he's still finding time. He's finding improvements, and he's found nearly 3 seconds. So this should be a pretty solid time. Then again, his time is a 52.3, so he should be finding that amount of time. Heading flat through the corners now up to the bus stop. Just keeping it tight. Needs a good braking zone and tight cornering. And
very good apex through there. Oh, just
short run
up
to the line. But comes across P9. Still got work to do, and I think, is that it for him? Is there any? Is it 2-minute 13? If he has enough fuel in the car. Right then. Swaggy Kiki up to the line. He's starting his lap. Chaz F1. He's invalidated on his. So can he go again? Sin Icon. He's invalidated. And Frankie is on an outlap, of course. Thieves is on an outlap.
Going to do here, because he's got the Red Bull ahead. And he's backed off.
Well, the top 4 all on their outlap's, and it's brilliant to see some realism of the 2 Ferraris and Red Bulls being the top 4 and having pretty much the deficit to the rest. But they're on their outlap, or at least 3 out of 4. That is it for Josh Crabtree then. P2 will be his best starting position of the Belgian Grand Prix. The one who's challenging Thies this weekend to close the deficit cannot beat him. So let's see if his teammate will try and find 3 tenths to get ahead of him. Let's see if Bram can also find those 3 tenths. It is so close between these two, and they're going to start their outlap soon. But we've got everyone else bar Frankie. Chaz, here we go then. It's just finishing set to 1.
We know he's got a lot of pace, so let's see what he can.
He can. He's usually the thorn in the top 2 teams' side. He needs within a 29. It's a 29.973, so it's a good first sector. Nick, I wanted you to as soon as this corner flies by, you can pick up where you left off, because Chaz has nailed it this time.
Then into the downhill hairpin, like I said before, very tricky under braking. We've got Carbro there through Blanchimont. I'm not sure if that's on track or just a retirement, but through Jackie X corner, then into Pouon, the daring Pouon. How much speed is he going to take into it? Is he going to invalidate on the exit? He takes some nice edge speed and he loses the rear end. Commentator curse.
How long's left in the session? Nah, that's it for Chaz F1.
Again, no time.
Sin Icon. Oh, can Sin Icon make it to the line?
And I've just said, Chaz F1.
Definitely not.
Brilliant. And we've just had some more choice words in the chat about Nathan Carbro.
Right, Bram's found a little bit of time. Krudeves has found. Oh, right. Right, Bram has found a little bit of time. Krudeves, I have no idea. Didn't check it in time. Frankie's done a subpar first sector. It could probably get him 5th. Swaggy Kiki, forgot to mention, has gone up to 5th. And is only just under a 10th behind Bram. Great time from him. Anyway, we'll look further front. It's Bram from Krudeves from Thies. So we'll watch Bram heading through the twisty corner. Seb splits the Red Bulls. He goes P3. Brilliant lap time from the Haas car, who's still within a fight of P3 in the World Championship. But we got to focus our attention back to Bram. He's found a lot of time.
Ooh.
Oh, just on the cusp. I still, again, missed Krudeveza's second sector. What, Arsenal's out. What about these? He's down in the first sector. Can he find any time in the middle sector? He's found a bit of time, nearly a tenth and a half. What about Bram? He's heading through the bus stop now. He needs to ace it. He's done one. He's done the other. And now it's a short run up to the line. Pedal to the metal across the line. Can Bram get pole position? Crosses the line. He misses out by a tenth and a bit. What can Krudevez do? He goes ahead of Bram. He beats Bram, but he doesn't beat These. And can he extend his advantage? Can he get that car into the 43s? These across the line. 43.899. These is on pole for the Belgian Grand Prix with a blistering lap. The only driver in the 43s. It came close, but not close enough. These, Krudevez, Bram, and Josh Crabtree down in 4th. And Seb to round out the top 5. Frankie got 7th in the end. Bratty Terror will be 11th and Sin Icon 15th. Everyone else is retired. Well then, Chaz, we got a bit of a race on our hands.
Chaz? Who's Chaz?
Nick, we got a bit of a race on our hands. Oops.
We have indeed. We saw a lot of mistakes there already in qualifying. 22 lap race may seem short, but with the, what is it, 7.004 kilometre circuit?
Something like
It's going to be a very long one.
Forgot Nathan will be starting at the back then with this 5th place grid penalty. That promotes Bratty into the top 10. Carbro 11th, Erosia 12th, Chaz 13th, Sin Icon 14th. And then, yes, Nathan will have it all to do from the back. His teammate Smithy in P9. Arsenal, very good qualifying P8. Frankie managed to get a lap in at the end. P7. Swaggy Kiki managed to just be ahead of him. Good qualifying from him as his teammate, pretty much. Seb in front of him, P5. Haas are really doing well to be the 3rd best team at the moment because it's the top 2 teams setting the pace. And Josh Crabtree just couldn't have enough of it to challenge these in qualifying tonight. But the race is a completely different story. And, of course, no formation lap at the moment. Right, let's do this. In the words of Chaz F1, let's do this indeed. Because the 5 lights are going to be coming on after half a minute when the drivers are done with their strategy and fuel and just tweaks to their setup. And we'll see, in a dry race, doesn't seem like there's any threat of rain, who can get off the line quickest. And we'll see them plunging down through Eau Rouge and up through Radion till they come. So here we go then. These, are you excited?
Right, sorry,
These.
Jaden. There's Chaz, there's These.
There's These?
Let's
I'm so used to
get
talking
ahead
them
of
into
the
parties.
game.
Right, Nick, are you excited?
I'm very much indeed. I'm very excited to be back.
Right, you better be.
Let's go.
Because the lights are coming on now. 3, 4, 5 lights at Spa. It's lights out and away we go. Thies does get away well. Josh Crabtree has lost ground right at the start. His teammates already alongside him. But on the outside goes Krudevez, but Bram hits him and Thies has been spun at the start. Seb leads. Thies is right behind him. The 2 Red Bulls sandwiched within him. And now it's going to be Josh Crabtree and Thies, the championship protagonist, wheel to wheel. Josh gets ahead. Krudevez has gone off and Seb leads them away. They're still all battling. 3 abreast further back. Thies and Ferrari have dropped down. Nathan's out already. Here comes Josh Crabtree now. He's wheel to wheel with Seb. He goes down the inside of the Haas and he takes the lead back as Frankie sent it and he's spun. That allows the 2 Ferraris, who's also getting caught up. Swaggy Kiki now has lost out at the source. Josh Crabtree leads the Grand Prix ahead of Seb, ahead of Bram, ahead of Thies, ahead of Krudevez, who's just behind the Ferrari. Arsenal stays in P6 out of all the craziness. Chaz F1 is up to 7th, Carbro 8th, Sin Icon 9th, and Smithy around on the top 10.
Not the start the Ferraris were looking for there, but a good comeback from Bram from P7 just out of turn 1 into P3 now, but Thies is going to be kicking himself. It was a really bad start and he got a little bit desperate into turn 1.
Chaz F1 gets ahead of Arsenal. They're battling away. I saw Bram just send it. Oh, we got a yellow. That's Smithy. Both AlphaTauris in the mud at the moment. And that's the second AlphaTauri spun into the gravel and into the barriers and down to Plum last. But yeah, Josh Crabtree just ahead of Seb. It's been a dream start for him from 4th. As Swaggy Kiki now has unfortunately dropped to the near the back with a spin. But I saw Bram just send it on Krudevez and hit him out the way. He was Gonna try round the outside of... Oh, there we go. There's a move. Krudovese gets ahead of Thea. Oh, Bram has spun. And now he's dropped down to 6. There's Arsenal who's spun. And it's still all happening before we finish lap 1. Red Bull 3 and 1, but Thies is going to come back round the outside, and then wheel to wheel. This is the action we want to see. Wheel to wheel, heading down into Eau Rouge. Ferrari versus Red Bull. Who's going to prevail? Krudovese versus Thies. Thies has to back out, and Krudovese does get the move. And Thies is now going to be hot on his heels as Chaz F1 arrives on the scene. And Thies, now within the slipstream, pulls out alongside the Red Bull, and they're going to go wheel to wheel down to Les Combes. Who's going to be last on the brakes? Thies riding on board. We got a yellow in the back. Thies sends on Krudovese. Krudovese tries to switch back, round the outside, off the track. Thies gets the move done. He gets back ahead, and that's brilliant racing as Chaz F1 arrives on the scene, nearly hitting into the grass. But he gets the move done as well on Krudovese. He's going to try and stick his nose in there, but Chaz F1 is now up to 4th. The thorn in Red Bull and Ferrari's side has come back to cause more pain, and Krudovese had a shot at 3rd, but it's dropped down to 5th instead.
Krudovese with a warning on the exit of the Radeon, and already looking at the race director, there is a lot of warnings. Collisions exceeding track limits. There's already
Chaz! Sorry to interrupt you there.
In the background.
Oh dear, Chaz, it was going so well, but lap 2 is a killer, and that's the 4th spinner down with all the spinners. Seb's doing very well to hold on to Josh, but it's already been chaotic and carnage on this opening few laps. Let's look at position. Oh, there's Sin Icon. I think he's dropped down. Where's position changes again? There it is. Right, who's the biggest gainer? Carbro. So down the inside, Bram trying to move on Carbro after being spun at this very corner last lap. This time he gets through it all right, and this time he's making a move as well to add to it. He gets ahead of Carbro, and Erosia is now going to arrive on the scene, but Carbro sticks his nose in there to go back down the inside of the Ferrari, and they're still wheel to wheel. As Erosia is getting in on the act as well. 3-car battle for P6 as Bram leads Carbro, and nearly heading into the wall goes Erosia, but they all manage to make their way through Eau Rouge and up through Radeon. Bram has got the move done, and Thies is up to 3rd, setting his sights on Seb, who's still keeping under a 2nd behind Josh Crabtree.
He's going to have to get a move on at the moment because he's just got Arsenal there with the 3-second time penalty. But Krudovese behind him, hunting him down with the DRS. Now Thies going to have to get into that 1-second zone. He's just outside of it at the moment by 1,000th, but he needs to get inside of that quickly, otherwise Krudovese behind him is going to be on his gearbox.
Indeed, yep, like you said, Arsenal are now striking Kiki, now having penalties. Striking Kiki on the hard compound tyre, as is Sin Icon, after I'm guessing he pitted 0 laps. But everyone else on the medium compound tyre, so we don't really need to see that. We'll keep on penalties for now. Seb has gained a bunch of time in the middle sector to be right on the back of Josh Crabtree. And just to go back to the start, yeah, I definitely saw Bram hit Krudovese out wide as Thies was on the inside.
Oh, Seb just getting close to the wall. I think it was Thies, because Thies got a really bad start. And Bram went up the inside of Thies, and Thies got desperate and lunged it into the inside.
Well, you might be right, I might be right. I'm sure one of us is right. But anyway, what we got is what we got, and this is what we got now. Bram down in 6th after a spin at the end of lap 1. Thies up to 3rd after getting caught up. Seb and Josh had a brilliant start. Seb was leading. Little twitch from Seb there. But Josh managed to do the Sebastian Vettel 2018 and get him along the straight after Radeon. Bram sets the fastest lap. He's got pace. Erosia has got enough pace to send it down the inside of Carbro and take P7. But the Mercedes is going to try it back at him after Radeon, and will stick behind him through the next couple of corners. Seems like they're all pretty spaced out, the top 3. Krudovese, after being helped by Chaz spinning, is probably the closest to any of the top 4.
Thies has missed out on DRS by 1,000th of a second.
Sorry to interrupt you again, but Erosia has made a mistake. He will not follow him up through Eau Rouge and Radeon. He got spun, but don't know if it was on his own accord. It probably was. But unfortunately, that's dropped him out of the points.
Thies has played this smart here. If you look at Krudovese behind him, 20% ERS just about there. Thies, nearly 70% of ERS. He didn't have the DRS down the Camel Straight, but neither did Seb, maybe after that twitch at the bus stop chicane, but he's now into that DRS zone so they can use each other to catch up to Josh Crabtree.
This is why they're both leading the championship. They've both got the most DRS of the top runners. They're conserving. They know how to win races now after Josh Crabtree became a race winner for the first time out in Hungary. and a chaotic end to that Grand Prix, indeed. Now, strategy, we don't know if it's a medium hard, or they can take the mediums into the soft period. But we got a yellow now. Is that one of the Alfa Romeos? No, it's Arsenal. After having a really good qualifying, Williams find themselves down in last and second last, with Nathan already retiring after lap 1. Did you see how Nathan... Oh, these! The championship leader is out of the race! What has happened there? He's lost it!
He's in the middle of the track. I wonder if that was an incident with Seb.
And that has completely
lost any
changed
time.
the championship. As
Safety car.
just avoiding as Erosia decided to go the other way. That is a big moment in the World Championship. The 33-point deficit will come down today because Josh Crabtree's leading. He's weaving and he's just seen his rival crash out of the race. And this is Christmas come early for the Red Bull. But yes, it has brought out a safety car and Thies has lost it through... Nick, remind me of the corner. What is that?
Corner? Oh, Blanchimont.
Where Kimi lost it in 08.
Where Thies crashed?
Yeah.
Yeah, Blanchimont.
Blanchimont. I was on tip of my tongue, but I couldn't think because I was too stunned at him crashing. But yeah, Blanchimont Thies has lost it as well in the Ferrari. Can you believe it? On lap 4, the championship leader is out of the race. Oh dear, did you say commentator's curse? Because I'll say it. You were talking about his ERS, Nick, in 3rd, and
mate, I've done it like I've done it all season, mate. I've done it to Chaz and Paulie. I did it in France. Oh, I'm very sorry. Maybe I should just shut my mouth.
Oh no. And then there were 13, but that is a big moment in the World Championship. Thies, who crashed out in Monaco after lapping this man right here, has now seen his second retirement of the season, and it's once again come in a crash. But this time, it's on his own accord. No one around him. He made a mistake, and he's paid the price. Josh Crabtree now leads. Obviously...
I think...
Oh, yep.
I think he might have collided with Seb because he was about 5 tenths behind him to spin at Blanchimont, and he had lost both tyres.
Nick, please don't tell me it was with Seb because that will mean Monaco and Belgium are linked.
Well,
Please.
I've seen some comments in
let's hear
in
from
the
Thies.
chat.
What happened to Thies? Oh.
Is the safety car already coming in, or is this...
It might, because all the cars are behind them. I have no idea what's happened to Thies.
No, Josh was just letting me discover.
I think it'll stay out for one more lap. It has to stay out for one more lap.
Yeah. I was just... Because Thies lost both tyres, and I don't know how you would lose both tyres. Like,
both tyres?
Yeah, both front tyres, unless he went in, like, hit the right-hand side and then hit the left. But
yeah,
I'm not sure, because he wouldn't have been able to do it across the whole track, but he was in the middle.
Maybe he hit the...
it's very hard to spin them.
Hit the wall with his left, and then the right kind of hit after, but...
Unless he was collected by someone, maybe, but I've not seen anyone pit.
Well, Rosia nearly collected him. He decided to go onto the left side to avoid him. But 6 seconds for Arsenal, 3 for Swaggy Kiki. Do you want to check the race director, Nick, for the top guys?
Yeah, I did just have a look, and I think it was Josh Crabtree with 1 warning on lap 1, which could have been with Thies turn 1.
Could have been.
Seb's on 2.
Ooh.
Prudevet's on 2 as well.
Ooh.
And we've got Frankie with 3, so one of them has to be a contact. But Bram,
he hit the back of Seb heading into Les Combes on that one.
Yeah, and Bram is clean, so I believe that is the top 5 there.
I complimented Red Bull for their helmets last race, so I'll compliment Bram. He's got a very nice looking one, and Thies did too before he crashed out the race. This kind of reminds me, and I really do not want to put another commentator's curse on Josh, but it does remind me a bit of Baku 2021. The leader, well, he wasn't leading, but the championship leader, let's say, crashed out, and his rival finds himself right at the front. But this is tier 2. We've still got 16 laps to go. Anything could happen. Arsenal's got a penalty under the safety car.
I think that was quite fitting where you said this was tier 2, I'm not going to lie, and then Arsenal got a penalty.
Yep, exactly. So Josh, no pressure, but yes, everything's going right for you at this stage, but it depends on lap 22 at the final corner if this is still the same outcome. Seb's got something to say. Krudovay's, after having that P2 taken away from him, getting P4, yet to have a podium, but is going to help Red Bull as much as he can in the standings, in both standings. And yes, Nick, what is it?
Just before the safety car comes in this lap, which I believe it does, you were talking about helmets, and I rate Arsenal and Chaz's helmets. I personally like Chaz, but there's some very nice designs.
It's the same look helmet, but yes, they are very, very nice. Sin Icon's jaw, I didn't even know he left. What?
Me either.
Oh dear, it's overtaking Chaz.
And it's... Oh, let's go.
Does Chaz have to give it back? Oh, he does.
Seems like he does, and that's going to be painful because the AIs don't necessarily keep up with the cars in front until the line. So unless he wants to take that 5 second, but he's going to have to pit and serve it. So
I'd patiently just wait behind until the restart. Anyway, speaking of the restart, Josh Crabtree will lead them away. When will he go? He's not getting on the power yet. He's keeping them cool and close. He's going to maybe help his teammate out a bit. But as we head through the bus stop now, he takes a wide entry. And now he goes. We've got a yellow, but that's just the track clearing up. And Josh Crabtree leads them away. Krudovay's hasn't got a great start because Frankie's already over the back of him. And heading down into turn one. We'll watch Frankie as he's sending it on Krudovay's as they're wheel to wheel. Chaz gets a 5 second penalty for ignoring yellow flags. And they're now wheel to wheel for the last podium spot. Bram is watching all this unfold as he himself is under pressure from Rosia. But down through a ridge, wheel to wheel. Krudovay's versus Frankie. Krudovay's has to go off and cut the corner a little bit to stay ahead. And Frankie will now get the slipstream. And arriving on the scene is Bram, trying to make it nearly 3 wide. Krudovay's covers him off, and Bram gets ahead of Frankie. And now the 3 wide as Bram sending it on Krudovay's as Bram and wheel to wheel with Krudovay's. He loses the rear. He doesn't get that much momentum, and now loses 2 positions in one corner to Frankie and Erosia just keeping his car facing forward there. I generally thought he was going to spin there, but Erosia now has tagged the back of Frankie. He manages to there. Bram, the second Ferrari's out. He's been taken out by one of these cars in front. Oh, Frankie, it's all happening.
It's a massive whole lap. There's
carnage.
incidents everywhere.
It's all gone off. That is both Ferraris. Ow! And if it couldn't get better for Red Bull, I'll spell it out now. They are 1 and 3, scoring 40 points, while their main competitor, 100 points ahead of them in the constructors, are both out. Unbelievable.
Ferrari's pain and Red Bull's gain, and that's a virtual safety car there. Gaiden, I hope this does not happen to us tomorrow.
Oh, God.
But... terrible. We had Arsenal there spinning at the top of Radion, but I don't know why Chaz took risk with the penalty, because obviously if the AI was going too slow, he had to pass him. But now that's 5 seconds he's going to have to take at his pit stop. Exactly. So even if he lost 1 or 2 seconds being behind, now he's going to have 5 seconds on top of a pit stop, unless he takes it now. But you won't be able to take the mediums to the end.
Yeah, Sin Icon, no front wing for him, and no front wing for Frankie. He got tagged by Erosia. I was into the pits, Carbo and Swaggy. He got tagged by Erosia, but not fully spun. And then he kind of was slow heading into No Name, or the Jackie Inks corner now. And then Bram, I don't even know who hit him, but it was definitely one of Smithy or Carbro.
I'm pretty sure I was on.
Or maybe it was Frankie, because he lost his front wing.
Carbro's just come in for a front wing change, and Krudovay's there, 3 seconds.
Yeah.
It was all a bit of a blur. I'm not sure. I was on board with whoever hit them, but...
but you just don't know.
All a little bit of a blur.
Well, we got a lot of people into the pits. Arsenal on the soft compound tyres. Definitely going to have to make another stop. Erosia now looking for a podium then, because he's right behind Krudovay's, who's still within a second of Seb, who's still challenging Josh for this win. Seb, 1 race win to his name. Josh, 1 race win to his name. So they're both fighting to get that second. Krudovay's no race win or even a podium to his name. So he's going to be trying, but with that 3 second penalty, it's already not looking good for him. Arsenal, I think that's his 4th penalty now. But yeah, and then there were 12. Can you believe it? Double Ferrari DNF. They've had so many good results this season, leading the World Championship, a 98-point lead. That could be split in half at this rate. Who has the fastest lap? Oh, it was Bram. Moving on. Right, Erosia.
I'm just taking a clip
of
that lap, so I'm just going to have a look through.
Good idea. Very good idea. Chaz F1 up to 5th, even with the penalty. Yep.
It was Swaggy
Yeah, it was. Are
Of
you
all
sure?
people.
Not Erosia.
So I'm on board with
Oh
Carver
dear.
hit. I
Speaking
think
of Swaggy.
Erosia's hit him. Then I've gone on to I'm on board with Swaggy who's hit
Hey,
him.
it might be Swaggy because he's missing the left hand of his front wing.
But Brown hasn't lost any tyre from this, so I don't know how he's retired.
Arsenal spun. His teammates right behind him now.
Brown
it's
doesn't
a
lose the
mystery.
tyre. So
On my screen he did. On my screen he definitely did.
on my clip he didn't, but
Oh, here comes Crudevez on Seb down the inside, trying to make it a Red Bull 1-2. Seb tries to break later to hang it around the outside. He loses the position, and Red Bull get a 1-2 here in Belgium. Seb is losing the rear, and that allows Erosia now to get into P3. Seb has lost 2 positions in the span of 1 chicane, and now it's a Red Bull 1-2 here at Spa. As Swaggy's in the pits. Arsenal back up into the points.
Seb loses the rear there out of Jackie X's corner, which is going to massively hurt him if he can't keep within that.
1 second.
He loses the
Seb!
rear. Well held, well held.
Bratty had to move out the way. Seb, lost the rear. Lost another 2 positions, but at least he is still in this race as Tranky gets a penalty. I don't know why I shouted Chaz. I was on board with him, probably. That's why. Now Erosia's really on the move. He's on the back of Crudevez for P2. Bratty Terror could still be looking for a podium at this rate. But Josh Crabtree just helping his teammate as they're both saving a lot of ERS. Look at Josh Crabtree, 97. He's barely touched it. And I bet that's only gone down because he's on a straight. Right, Erosia versus Crudevez then. Red Bull, who thought they got the 1-2 in Hungary. Yeah.
That's a late dive into the pits there. Lucky to not take the front wing off Erosia.
Yeah, they thought they got the 1-2 in Hungary.
Erosia, though?
I'm
Is he
trying
going
to
to be
get 1-2
now?
now.
DRS?
Good
The car
point.
in front's peeled off.
Oh!
That's not going to help him. 2 tenths lost there.
He
3
wasn't
tenths.
in 1 second anyway, but yeah.
Chaz is on the back though.
Here we go then. Are we going to see an overtake from Chaz F1 up through Radion? Now through the straight, we've got a yellow, that's Arsenal. And here comes Chaz F1 now. DRS on and swooping past the Alfa Romeo. Shouldn't be too hard to fight back. But he gets the move done ahead of Erosia up in the P2.
Within a second now already as well with the car.
That's so
ahead,
unfortunate.
But he is on the hard.
I was going to say the 5-second penalty. 3 seconds for Erosia.
Yeah, true. And Chaz is mysterious. I don't know if it was just glitch, but he dropped a load of time. But are those mediums starting to fall off now?
Definitely.
Erosia's 5-lap-old hard.
Erosia's struggling so much now. But
Wait,
yeah, Chaz.
I thought.
Chaz on the hards.
Chaz pit under the safety car. So if he doesn't pit now, he can be removed.
Oh yeah.
No, surely what? I thought.
Wait,
he started on the mediums.
He pitted.
Pitted on lap.
Oh, why does that always happen?
Completely oblivious to it, but he's made a good comeback already.
So Chaz F1, if he can do the master stroke. Oh, we got another Williams. I'm guessing it was Arsenal.
There again.
If Chaz F1 can do the Checo Perez scenario and take these hards all the way to the end of the race, he can get that 5-second removed probably. And who knows? Chaz F1.
Oh, and that's Josh Crabtree into the pits.
Yep, Chaz F1, winner of round 1 this season, has been trying for so long to get a good result. He's had his podium at his home Grand Prix. He had chances. He's had pretty poor results through spins. But at the moment, this is looking promising. As Bratty Terror and Smithy stay out because they're on the hards. But what about Frankie?
Frankie just spinning there on the exit of Stavolo. Good start to this race, but in the middle now as we've come past the halfway point.
The 2 Red Bulls.
All the way down.
Is Crudevez about to...
right next to each other.
He lets him through. All right then.
The cold tyres aren't going to benefit each other, so good idea.
Yeah, Crudevez has undercut his teammate. Well, Josh Crabtree more let him through. But yeah, interesting. Let's see the interval. Let's see the leader. 16 seconds to Chaz. Interesting. Also, may I just add, Bratty Terror and Smithy did the same thing as Chaz. So they are fighting for position. As we've got a yellow, that's Arsenal again. So the top 3 do not have to pit again. And Crudevez and Josh have a lot of work to do.
What Chaz doesn't need here is a safety car.
Yeah, good point. And we're halfway through the race, so I definitely think they can make it to the end, no question. But yes, like you said, safety car, 12 cars. Oh god, those yellows. Oh what? Those yellows are probably going to cause a safety car if we're not careful.
It's Arsenal again.
Frankie 3 seconds. Arsenal heads into the pits.
Oh my god, I thought he nearly drove into the wall and I was like, yes, that's a safety car.
Nearly. Does he speed? No, he retires, he gives up. As we got a yellow, that's Frankie going off. Just finding his way back onto track, and hopefully that's not a safety car, because that would be a pretty brewery to get a safety car from that. And then there were 11. Sin Icon, half a minute off the next car. Swaggy Kiki is going to reduce that. Frankie's out!
Oh, this could be huge. And what's the verdict?
Oh, it's a VSC.
Virtual safety car for now, but you know, it can always change.
Where did Frankie go off? Oh.
Stavolo, once again.
And then there were 10. So everyone's scoring points at the moment. As soon as Sin Icon gets ahead of Frankie. But yeah, then there were 10. This helps Chaz, I'll say that. He doesn't need a safety car, but he well needs a VSC. So
and save the tyres as well, save the ERS.
Who's left? Oh, okay, never mind. So yeah, Chaz F1, who did have good pace, was nearly 5 seconds, I think, ahead of Bratty. Bratty, who got P2 on his debut, has shown a lack of good results since then, but today he's running up in second again. Smithy, always trying a good strategy that most of the time does work out for him, is third, and, well, last time I checked before the VSC, 8 seconds clear of Crudavees. Josh Crabtree. I mean, this is still 22 points gained on Ferrari for the Red Bulls, but we've got a Rosier right behind them. And we'll see when this VSC ends. But at the moment, this is not the race I thought would be turning out. A race of strategy is the key factor here, but a race where 2 Ferraris aren't running in it by the halfway mark would have surprised me a lot before the lights went out. As the DRS is enabled, the VSC has ended, and Chaz F1...
Chaz has not had a good restart, I don't think. He's already lost 2 seconds, maybe 3 seconds now to Crudavees. He was 11 seconds at the start, and it's now 8.1. Is it going to go below 8? Yeah, it is 7.9, so that's a poor restart.
Josh Crabtree has lost a lot of time. 2 seconds nearly behind his teammate. He's got a Rosier right behind him, and closing in is Seb, who lost out. But he's still not got a penalty. Yeah, so 3.6 between Bratty and Chaz. I think Chaz, even with the 5 second, he'll probably get removed, but just to be on the safety side, I'm sure, yeah, Chaz will want to get it over 5 seconds. He's already got it to 4, so 4.1, so I'm sure it will go over 5. This is your moment, Chaz, and I really hope to not put the commentator's curse on you, but it is just me speaking to air. So please, Chaz. Oh god, yellow. What's that for? Oh, Carbro has crashed at a roost. Oh please, I swear to... Oh come on!
Safety car. Chaz, he's got a 7 second gap at the moment, so that's roughly, if he gets a 2.2 second stop, that'll just be about 8 seconds. So if he keeps the delta as minimal as possible, and he gets it, he might be able to just get ahead. But hopefully, you know, you've still got a lot of time left. But hold on a second, will the softs make it to the end? But he's already used the mediums for 5 laps. So
I'm so sorry, Chaz. I was just saying...
Jaden, mate, you literally said...
Oh, you can't talk. You commentators cursed him. And then there were 9.
What was that? Oh my god.
Oh, you've got to be kidding. The timing is amazing. But now we have a safety car.
you've just ratioed Chaz. Just straight up.
I'm leading. Oh, commentators.
What's Chaz going to do? He's going to dive into the pits.
He listened to you. So he's going to get that 5 second remove.
That's 9 laps on.
Will he stay ahead of Bratty? Because the gap's 5.2 now. But Bratty's in, Smithy's in.
Yeah, because
the key thing is here is do any of the Red Bulls pit?
Oh, and they stay out. And what are they both stay out? This is huge.
So here we go then, shortest pit lane of the season. But of course, Chaz has to serve that 5 second. Here comes Bratty. Bratty's behind him. Oh, he had to change his front wing as well, I think. But yeah, they get out ahead of Chaz. That's unfortunate. Chaz.
I would have to counter that fact in about the shortest pit lane.
Maybe. Chaz has put on, like you said, those 4-lap old mediums. While Smithy and Bratty have gone for the... Smithy got ahead of Bratty.
Chaz is complaining that his tyres are used.
Yeah, obviously. They're 4 laps
I mean, he should have known that. Like,
yeah.
He did use them.
Yeah.
So Chaz, you only get 1 set of mediums. You silly man.
Well then, Sin Icon's going to be able to, catch up. He's not lapped, so I don't think he was lapped. So him, Bratty, and Smithy on the mediums, Swaggy and Chaz on the soft. Sorry, Chaz and Swaggy on the mediums, and then the top 3 on the hard compound tyres. Kuderve is obviously a lap holder, but they'll get to the end as Kuderve is trying to overtake the safety car there. Okay, the Red Bulls get their 1-2 back. Erosia is still fighting. I guess Kuderve's, because they both got 3 seconds. Josh is still in race winning position, and Chaz is still in P2 position at the moment. Let's go to penalties. Yeah, 3 for Kuderve's and both Alfa Romeos, but Swaggy's hats. So then there were 9. We've lost Carbro, who caused the safety car. Frankie, who crashed in the beginning of sector 3. Arsenal, who gave up in the pit lane. Both Ferraris, who have crashed out. And Nathan, who gave up on that one, I think. We have a second safety car in this race. 22 laps. You don't think there'll be much action, but within 22 laps. But it's Belgium and it's tier 2, so there's the counter argument.
This is going to be crazy. You've got the cars behind that have shown some pretty good pace through this race on the softs, and then you've got Chaz in the midfield on the hards, and the front 3 on the medium, sorry, and then the front 3 on the hards. It's going to get spicy.
It is indeed. I think the safety car will be coming in next lap if Sin Icon can catch up. Just reading the chats now. Yeah, Chaz is very annoyed at the fact the mediums are used, but yes, well, I'm not saying he should have known, but yeah. Seven laps remaining then. As soon as they finish this one under the safety car, we're going to have about 6 laps of running then. With Kuderve's leading out with that penalty. Well, 6 of the cars, 6 of the 7 cars, 5 of the 6 cars behind him do not have a penalty. Could you just check that, by the way, Chaz? The warnings for Josh.
Sorry.
Chaz. Hello?
Jaden, you've just called me Chaz again?
I meant... Nick, can you check the warnings of Josh, Chaz, Smithy, Bratty, and Seb, please?
Alright.
Oh god, Sin's in the pits. Sin is not going to catch the safety car, I don't think.
Chaz.
Unless it stays out for another
2 ones. Who was the other one?
Josh.
Oh. No,
Sin has damage to his front wing, that's why. How many does Josh have, sorry?
1.
Still 1, okay. And Chaz?
2.
And Smithy?
Oh, Smithy was the other one.
Well, there was 2 more, but... Bratty and Seb.
Bratty 2 and Seb 2.
Okay then. So there's still hope for Josh and Erosia. Yet, Jack and Erosia. Josh is keeping his cool. Only 1 warning, like Nick said, and at the moment he's looking on for 2 in a row. No wins for 9 races in a row, but top 5s doing the George Russell up until Singapore, obviously. But yeah, he's been so consistent after Saudi when he made his first race because he missed Bahrain. He did Saudi, he got taken out by Callum, but since Australia he's been finishing in the top 5 in every single Grand Prix up till now. P5s, P4s, P3 seconds, and got that win in Hungary, and he's looking for a second this time, but nothing is official until they've crossed the line, until the stewards have had their say. But
you know what? Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, but
That's fine,
I think Chaz is going to be kicking himself here at the moment because this safety car is going to go out for another lap. And
but he can take the mediums to the end.
Yeah, but they're going to have maybe, what is it? You'll have 5 after this.
The softs can definitely now go to the end, so maybe you should have put softs on.
There'll be about 7 or 8 laps.
Oh, Rosier's in!
We've got Hirosia.
What? Okay. Chaz is now fighting Josh for the win. So the softs will definitely go to the end, I think, now. Just about. But this is going to be a very interesting Grand Prix now because Josh is technically in the winning position, but he's on the hards. Chaz behind him is going to be eager to get this win on the mediums, but he's got the defence of Smithy, Bratty and Seb on the softs. Does Rosier think the softs are going to benefit him? Because he was a hard compound runner. The Red Bulls have got it all to do then. They're the only hard runners left in this race. We're going to have 17, 18, 19, 20, 20. Yeah, we're going to have 6 laps of racing then. After this one has concluded. And Josh Crabtree led them away from the first restart. It's his teammates' time now to do the same. And it's going to be a very interesting, let's hope not as chaotic restart as we usually do. But we want battles and action.
One thing Hiroshi's got to hope for is that the tyres don't die off too quickly. And hopefully he can peel his way through. I've had nightmares. I've not gone to sleep. I remember GXL that one time when I pit and there was no laps left. I couldn't get back through.
Oh yeah. Was it at Belgium or?
It was at Belgium.
Oh dear.
So Hiroshi's got to hope that the safety car will come in this lap, but he's got enough laps and he can get through quick enough. But I think he's just gone off the track. I'm not going to lie.
Oh, I still think Chaz is in a good position at the moment.
Alright, I didn't get a warning. I was going to the side.
Right then. Predictions, Nick, we may as well. Top 3 predictions for the race result, not the final result, the race result. Quickly.
Okay. Chaz. Josh.
You just jinxed him.
Bratty Terror.
Okay then. Thanks for the jinx, Nick, because that is probably not going to happen now. But
oh my god! Oh, it was just a little.
It's like we have power. It's like they can hear us.
Wait, literally, I've just seen. I don't know if you saw the thing.
I saw it.
Chaz go underneath.
That's why do you think I went really
god.
loudly?
That was brilliant.
That was a glitch, luckily. It's like they can hear us. It's scary above anything.
Who knows? It's just like
Right then. Here we go then. Crew de Vase. Has he gone? He's going 100 miles an hour and Josh went 80 at this stage. But here we go then. Through the bus stop chicane. Again, a wide entry just like Josh. And he is away with Chaz F1 trying to lunge a move already before they get to the line. But now they have crossed the line. And Josh will stay within a second of his teammate. And crucially, the slipstream up until we get to lap 19. Chaz F1 trying to get the best exit he can possibly. Using all of his ERS, as is Josh now. And Smithy just a bit further back, defending from Bratty Terror. And Seb, who's pretty much in the middle between the other Alfa Romeo. Sin Icon is in an Alfa Romeo sandwich, but as we head up past through Radion, it seems like Chaz F1 is the closest to any of the top 3, but he seems too far behind at the moment. He's going to have to wait for DRS to kick in on lap 19, and they all are as they were. No mistakes so far. Smithy and Bratty Terror battling. Bratty's trying to size up a move on the Alpha Tauri, but can't quite get it done at the moment. While they're battling, this is helping, but they're all within a second of each other. No one outside of 1 second yet. Rosier's still going to get a move on.
Chaz, didn't over no! I'm not blaming that on commentating first, mate, but I was about to say Chaz luckily didn't overtake anybody before the start-finish line. Like he did in Hungary, penalties everywhere.
Yeah, Bratty and Chaz get a penalty. Josh has made a mistake, and now Smithy's all over the back of the Aston Martin. Yep, he wants to get this race underway. He's fighting for a net P2 now. Is the Alpha Tauri. These are big points for the Alpha Tauri. It's for Smithy's stand there for Smithy's championship and Alpha Tauri in general. But Bratty is right behind the Alpha Tauri. As Rosier's finally got past Sin Icon, who's struggling now as they head towards the end of the lap. Kudave's just nearly a second ahead of his teammate. We're going to start lap 18. It's Bratty Terror and Smithy.
Oh, and he's going to get the switch back, is he? Beautiful move.
Absolutely brilliant from Smithy, from Bratty Terror. Wait, who got the switch back? Bratty, I'm guessing. Ahead of Smithy, ahead of Seth. Yeah, okay. Brilliant racing from the pair of them then. And they are as they were, with Bratty getting ahead of Smithy. That's the only change besides Erosia ahead of Sin. But we go again. Bratty a second now behind Chaz F1. Chaz is going to be kicking himself that he got that penalty. But yeah, Josh doing everything he can at the moment. Lap 18, the DRS will appear next lap. And let's look further back. No one close enough without the DRS. Seb right up behind the AlphaTauri of Smithy. Little switch from Seb there. Swaggy.
If I could just button real quick, we've got some technical issues once again. If you could just unplug your mic, please.
Okay.
I shall take authority and take over. So, a little bit too far off, maybe he's got away with it. And Seb, one of the huge hitters in P6 now, and Sin Icon as well, with a penalty all coming in the ring. Smith and Josh Clancy without a penalty now, still going down the next one. Oh, and we got yellow. Oh, and we got a Sin Icon as well. What an L.
Testing.
Oh, and we've got Hiroshia.
Testing. 1, 2, 3. Right, yeah, that was a bit of carnage with Seb and I think Swaggy Kiki. What's going on? Can you hear me, Nick?
Can
you hear me, Nick? Okay, cool. Right. Yeah, Rosie, Seb, Swaggy, Sin, whatever. Yeah. Take it away then, Nick. Come on, carry on.
Okay. Right. Let's have a look at Chaz keeping in the DRS then. Yeah.
He's got the most DRS of the top 4.
I'm just hoping no medium aren't falling off the cliff, because well, we saw at the start about 9 laps old, that's when everybody came to the pit. So the hard time is taking the top lap card here. We've got Seb and Hiroshia there.
Wheel to wheel through Les Commons. Erosia gets out ahead of Seb. Little wheel bang from Alfa Romeo to Haas, but Erosia on the charge now from 9th is up to 6th. He has got that 3-second penalty, however. Smithy has not, and he, let's put it to leader, is... Oh, that's Sin Icon. We have not got enough laps, I think, for another safety car. I think this is it now. But yeah, Smithy is looking on for potential P3, a podium, because he's not within 3 seconds of Kudave's. I got a message from Bram. Give me a sec.
Okie dokie, I shall take over for a quick second, and we've got
hang on.
Bratty.
Potentially offensive content hidden. Thanks, Bram.
Oh. Well, I think you can go past that if you really want.
Right.
But
we'll go back.
Street's more important.
Yes. Right. Kudave's doing everything he can. He cannot afford to back off, because if he loses 9/10, let's say a second, he loses a position to Smithy. Red Bull can still get this 1-2. It will end with Kudave's winning on track, and Josh will take P1, but Kudave's will get P2. The 1-2 they missed out in Hungary, barring any post penalties, it looks like they'll redeem themselves and get maximum points from this race ahead of Ferrari. Who has the fastest lap, real quick? Kiki, never mind. Not maximum points.
Started to pick up the pace though a little bit. Only 4/10 behind now, with a good.
He's got DRS. He's got DRS,
yeah,
but he wasn't over. He was over a second.
I don't think he was, but Kudave's out of ERS now. So if Josh doesn't want to stay behind.
Yeah, Smithy's currently more than 3 seconds behind Chaz, because he's having to deal with Erosia. So Chaz could still get this podium. Bratty's lost out a lot of time, but Chaz, it's going to be interesting because he is close to Josh, but Josh is gaining in on Kudave's as well. Seb now gets another penalty, so that's him. Swaggy Kiki now gets another penalty, but they're in a bit of a gap to the next car behind and in front. Wait. Sorry, I'm looking at the leader. I was going to say, sorry. Apologies, I was looking at the leader, not the intervals. We'll keep it at intervals because this is where it's going to get critical. Bratty, Chaz, and Josh. And Chaz is going to try and make a move. Round the outside, he's not close enough. No, not close enough. Josh is using his ERS to stay ahead. Chaz, really desperate and is trying to get as best a result he can. And he sends it to the inside of the bus stop. He makes Josh go deep with a lockup. He makes a mistake. And Chaz has been hit by Josh off the track. They've banged wingers. And that will probably be investigated. Chaz is not going to be happy about that. Bratty does get ahead. And this is for track position. Will Chaz send it down the inside? Bratty defends. But Chaz has sent it as Bratty goes deep. And they're still wheels to wheel now. And they're going to be wheels to wheel. Heading through a Rouge. The soft compound runner versus the medium compound runner. And the Red Bulls are getting ahead. And now Chaz does stay ahead. Bram, stop messaging me, please. As Bratty has to stay behind Chaz. As Josh looks to have gotten away. Who's lead? Who's left? Smithy. Oh, can you invite Smithy, please, Nick? As Chaz is trying to send it down the inside of Josh for second place. Josh stays ahead. Chaz hits the back of Josh. What is happening? What is happening? They're still okay. They're ghosting. They're ghosting, and unfortunately, because of the ghosting, Chaz is staying ahead. Josh is staying ahead. We got the aeroplane angle, and Josh is going to stay ahead through the ghosting system. He's going to thank that one because it keeps him ahead. T2S5 1.8 now ahead of his teammate. They're all battling, and Chaz F1 is still right behind Josh Crabtree and Bratty. Seb, softs versus mediums versus hards. Smith. Oh, Chaz! Oh, dear Chaz! As soon as I head back to Smithy, what's happened to Chaz F1? What happened there?
I think he locked the rears.
Did he not get hit?
I don't think so.
Have you swallowed like a drink or something? Oh, Erosia! Erosia spun! And Erosia's got damage!
Oh, it's very...
You've lost your voice, Nick. You've lost your voice. Erosia and Chaz making mistakes down in the dumps. They're wheel to wheel now. No, they're not. It's the other Alfa Romeo. Chaz gets another penalty. And it looks pretty set out in front. What is happening?
My prediction, I did say Bratty P3.
You said Chaz P1. Here comes Chaz then, on Swaggy. Both 6-second runners now fighting wheel to wheel. It's once again another heartbreaking race for the Aston Martin, but it's still not over. We're on the last lap of the Grand Prix. Chaz F1 versus Swaggy, and if Chaz did bin it by himself, then he's only got himself to blame. It's really unfortunate. They head through a Rouge for the final time, as Chaz has got the move ahead of Kiki for track position. Seb will be up in 5th, battling away with Smithy, but it won't matter because Seb's got 6 seconds worth of penalties. Smithy will not gain any positions. Yeah, that's what it is for now. As Seb sends it down on Smithy. Oh, he's tapped Smithy round. Smithy's into the wall, and Seb has been involved in an incident. And now Swaggy Kiki hits his teammate, and Chaz F1's back up to 4th now, as they've all got 6 seconds worth. As Smithy has now tumbled down the order, unfortunately. Another incident that will have to be looked at. Unfortunate racing there. T2S5 2.1 seconds out in front ahead of Josh Crabtree, the only driver. Oh my god. Teammates! Oh, teammates make contact even as Swaggy's in Alfa Romeo. They are teammates. They haven't got on the best of terms since they have become teammates, but yeah, they are for position, and Swaggy Kiki's going to probably stay ahead of Seb, who goes wide. Chaz 4th, Bratty Terror will be back on the podium. And even though it's 2.3 seconds, that 7th-10th deficit is enough. T2S5 will come around the final corner now to make the Red Bull 1 to from a dream to a reality. He crosses the line, but Josh Crabtree maximising the points and maximising Ferrari's pain. It's Red Bull's gain, and Belgium belongs to Red Bull. They get a 1-2 and 43 points in the bag for them as Josh Crabtree wins back-to-back. Hungary and now Belgium. T2S5 can celebrate and scream the house down this time. It's P2 for him, Bratty Terror P3, Chaz F1 will come back to at least get P4. Swaggy Kiki for Haas will get 5th, Erosia 6th, Seb for Haas will get 7th, Smithy will unfortunately drop down to 8th, and by 22 thousandths, Seb loses out on P6. Yeah, Smithy's not happy, he leaves the session. I'm just waiting on Sin Icon to complete the order. He's the last runner and 2 points for him. will do him most points, so he can be happy with that. Scoring most of Williams' points this season. As he crosses the line, he weaves, and that's it for him. But Josh Crabtree has won the Belgian Grand Prix. It's a dream race for Red Bull. 1-2 when their rivals have retired.
Oh, just having a look at my Chaz clip. I do think he got hit from behind, just seen in the mirror. And yeah, Bratty Terra just very light tap spins him round. So there'll be a lot of post-race stewarding going on there.
Yeah, I'm just reading the chat now.
Yeah, I just did see Bratty go into the back of Chaz. So there'll be a lot of post-race incidents to be reviewed. But it was still a good comeback for Chaz. Still P4 after that mayhem towards him.
I can tell you now, Ferrari are not happy.
No, and I can only have my fingers crossed and hope that nobody commentates as curse as us tomorrow.
Right, Swaggy Kiki takes the fastest lap. I forgot to add, and Fire put in that the softs did die off after only a couple of laps, which is kind of what we saw. So yeah, Chaz managed to pull away from Bratty. It's unfortunate Chaz lost out on the podium, but he brought it back to finish 4th. But yes, Red Bull, unless one of them gets a 5-second penalty, have got a 1-2. And even if they do get a 5-sec, they're still both on the podium this time because it's a 15-second deficit to 4th. But yes, Josh Crabtree has won out. And the gap from 33 points will go down to an 8-point gap heading into Zandvoort. But Thies misses it. So Josh can maximise Zandvoort and maybe get a 3rd win in a row. And have, who knows, a 17-point lead by the time we head to Monza. But by Monza, Ferrari will be back on the charge, hopefully. But this has been the Belgian Grand Prix. And I think, the most critical Grand Prix of the season. Because it's a complete 25-point deficit switch between the top two and in the constructors as well. But yeah, it's a dream for Red Bull. It's a nightmare for Ferrari. And let's get the top 3 in, shall we, Nick?
Yep.
Okay. None of them appear online. Great.
Let's go.
I'll just wait until we're low back in the lobby. I'll invite them from there.
Adam brings up an idea. Maybe we should invite the Ferrari drivers.
No.
Yeah. As much as I would love to do, there'll be some choice language. I'm pretty sure.
Right, Crew de Vase. View gamer card. Invite to party. Oh, Josh left, for God's sake. No, not. View gamer card. Invite to party. If you can include your audio, Jack.
Hello?
You include your audio?
Yeah, but fucking finally.
Finally! You get the podium! And you weren't involved in any incidents, were you?
No.
Let's go!
No, Fees was trying to say I was dirty, but I wasn't.
Well, we'll have a look at it after, but if you have been involved in no incidents, congratulations, Jack. Finally, your first podium in EXFL Tier 2, and you get the 1-2 for Red Bull, the one that got away from you in Hungary. You've got the redemption.
So close. Yeah, I was so close to that. Fuck it, I was so... Cheers.
Yeah, no
so
swear
close
words
to
if you
first.
can. But, oh,
Sorry.
doesn't matter. It doesn't
I was
matter.
so close to first. But, I mean, I'll take it. At the end of the day, it's good.
There's Josh.
It's a good result, so...
Alright, there we go. Right then, was that the other Josh who's just joined?
No, that's Bratty.
Yeah, Josh. Oh, he's connecting.
I'm going to invite the other Josh.
Yeah, I've just invited him, so hopefully he'll join. Yeah. Bratty Terra's name is also Josh, but he's connecting, so we'll see.
Yeah.
Anyway, here we have the two Red Bulls. Josh, if you can include your audio, and let me know when you have.
Done it.
You've done it. Red Bull 1-2 then. Well done, Josh. Oh, Bratty left. We'll get him back. Josh, that's 2 in a row for your first 2 victories in EXFL. How are you feeling?
Yeah, I'm feeling gassed. Honestly, I feel bad for Jack that he ain't got his first win. He's been literally touching the side of the trophy throughout his career with me. And Yeah, I feel good to be 2 in a row. So yeah, on to Zandvoort. Hopefully, I can get a win at championship as things racing.
Yeah, you need at least P8. Well, actually P5 because you'd be level with him, but Thieves would be ahead because he has more wins. But yeah, you need just a top 5 finish, which you have been getting since Australia, and the streak continues. So well done to you. Nick, do you have a question for Josh?
What was inspired by the decision to stay out under that safety car?
To be honest, me and Jack fully forgot about the softs and mediums. We felt a bit stupid, Chaz, going on to the on his old mediums. I think they were like 30% when I boxed, so we
Yeah,
didn't think
he
about
was very
boxing.
confused about that, so I'm not quite sure why he did that as well.
Yeah, and soft runners, me and Jack both knew that we wouldn't be able to make it to the end on softs. So
Yeah.
yeah, the hards were the best choice for us both, and we both had a good pace on them.
Right, other
Yep.
Josh, if you can just include your audio. I've just seen you join the party, and we'll invite you in a minute or so. Jack, Nick, do you have any questions for Jack? P2,
Oh.
his first podium.
That reaction.
What were your thoughts while those behind you were battling, and you obviously had your time penalty? What was racing through your mind? Were you trying to pull the gap and try get that race win, or were you just like staying back and chilling?
I was trying to pull the gap. I mean, minute I got outside of the DRS, I was trying to get out DRS for the most of it, but Josh was quite quick, and I think it was him battling Chaz helped quite a bit. Once I got out that DRS, I just tried to push as much as I can, but I was so close to that 3 second gap. But fair play to Josh. It's a 1-2 at the end of the day.
So follow-up question.
points.
You
Very
were
well done.
you were in a party with Josh.
Yeah.
You were genuinely trying to get the 3 second gap to him. You weren't going to give him the
Yes.
win. Oh, fair enough.
No. He
Um,
knew that. I knew that. I said to him, "Do you want me to give it? Do you want me to give it you up or push?" And he said, "Push." So I did.
good teamwork there then, because obviously you didn't know if the guys behind, because at one point they all didn't have a 3 second penalty, and then after the restart they did,
Yeah.
one by one, and then Smithy had a shot, but then he got spun. So, yeah, that 98-point gap you had to Ferrari has nearly been halved. I think you're now 54 behind them now. So it's still on, 8 races left. And now we go on to the other Josh, Bratty Terror, P3. After a couple of races now, since that P2 in Austria, how are you feeling about a P3? About 2, 3, yeah. Yeah, a P2 and a P3. We all know what needs to come after that now. But we'll see in Zandvoort what you can do. And that has been the Belgian Grand Prix and an interview with the top 3 drivers. We will see you in 7 days' time at Zandvoort to see if Josh can get that championship lead. Or he only needs P5. And let's see if Red Bull can close the gap. And also let's see if Bratty can get another podium, maybe even his first win. But I've been F1 Union. Nick, do you want to say a final word?
Many thoughts. Thank you, T2, for an eventful evening. You've brightened up the rest of my day. Well done to the podium finishers. Go and celebrate. And yeah, thank you.
All right then, we will see you in Zandvoort then, and any post-race penalties, we will update you when the stream begins next week. Thank you very much.